Why, hello again, everybody. We are back for another watch party, this time covering WWE Raw after one of the longest weekends of my damn life. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because that is brighting in my eyes. Hi, everyone. I am Tom Collihew, your host here at the Tom Collihew YouTube and Twitch channels. We have just come off the back of a 1,400 strong person viewed SummerSlam, and we are about to launch into WWE Raw. Let's hope that Raw delivers as we are looking for, because after SummerSlam, I've got to say, there's not much actual fallout. Welcome, Dean. First person to say hi, welcome. Hi. There's not much actual fallout, which of course creates with itself some problems. SummerSlam was big for SmackDown. It was huge for SmackDown. It was not big at all for Raw. In fact, on Raw, we're kind of back to the status quo again. Nothing's changed. Nothing's happened. Nothing really is any different. So what are we going to get on this week's Raw? Hopefully someone new for Bobby Lashley, though that seems unlikely at this point. Hopefully someone new for Charlotte, though that seems unlikely at this point. I'm being cynical, and you guys will probably recognize that. But it is what it is. And I'm hoping that, essentially, I've got to hope that the Adam Cole news is wrong. Because if it isn't, what the hell has Raw got to get excited about? Moxie shouts, Tom Collihew to the rafters. Michael says, hi, Tom. Kuro is here as well, saying, is it wrong that I pick Bust? Not necessarily. A lot of exciting options for Adam Cole elsewhere. Corey's here saying, hi, guys. And Dina said Goldberg will probably complain. Probably. Yeah, he got beat. But seeing him again, Goldberg's not the draw they think he is. It really isn't. Megan says, greetings all. Welcome, Megan. Glad to see you, mate. Glad to see you. Let's put a tweet out, shall we? If Adam Cole is really gone, there really isn't much to get excited about for tonight's WWE Raw. Let's try and have some fun, regardless, and take the piss out of the whole damned thing. Come say hi. For anyone who missed this show earlier on today, we are currently only 9 followers away from 350 on Twitch. We are only 10 subscribers away from 700 on YouTube. Everything is going pretty well in that regard. And I do want to say thank you, Dean, for saying you liked the video. That's always a big help, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Gura says, I kind of want to see Cole in NWA against Aldis. Megan agrees that Cole versus Aldis could be a lot of fun. Could be fun. Could be fun. It's not my first choice, but at the same time, it's far from my last choice as well. Good wrestling is good wrestling, after all. It's just, I definitely never see him going to the NWA, at least not long term. Maybe in a Forbidden Door thing, but not long term. So we've got a lot of recap to start the show. That makes perfect sense, and I'm not going to be annoyed by it. But it's really going to show how stiff Raw has been. Like, it's really going to show that. Oh, hello, Sean. Sean, who I believe is a new follower here, says, hi, Tom. New to the channel. Was suggested by my friend Michael Latino. Well, welcome, Sean. If you're a wrestling fan, or to be fair, even kind of if you're not, I hope the channel is for you, because this is an Ask Me Anything sort of stream. You can ask me whatever the hell you damn well want, and I will endeavor to answer it as best I can. In addition, we're a bit lighthearted, bit chilled out, and we just share the news that we get. So, I hope you enjoy the stream, mate. We have finally got to a recap involving Raw, and it's Lashley and Goldberg. Goldberg just looking battered. Thank you, Corey, for retweeting. Every retweet, every like, every quote tweet is a big help in spreading the word that we are doing something fun here. So I am very grateful for that, Corey. Okay, so long recap basically of all the big matches. I expected they would just show the Raw stuff, but they're not doing that. They're not doing that at all. There we go. We finally got a Paul Heyman reaction face. A nice little zoom towards it as well. The hairiest Brock we've ever seen. I think he was pointing at the championship. He may have been pointing at Paul Heyman there. Oh, and they're even showing him destroying Cena afterwards. Shocked they actually showed that. That was supposed to be a dark segment. Dean says there are more deserving WWE superstars than Goldberg. I agree. I definitely agree and think that some of them should get some attention. Michael just said Adam Cole just tweeted a gif of himself going Adam Cole baby. Yeah, that makes sense. Basically signing off, isn't he? So how do we open the show? Nothing's really been announced other than one tag match. We're in fact opening with Bobby. Little pop there. Little pop. Matt, quite rightly saying Tom hasn't slept since Thursday night, but he's still here for us. I'm trying. I'm going to be honest with you. As many of the regulars here will know, I'm struggling with Raw lately. I'm struggling. It's mostly just a time thing. The fact that I'm working full-time thing now means that I'm exhausted by the time I get to it. Of course, I also got to sleep at 6 a.m. after SummerSlam, and I've not really recovered. So I've got to be honest with you guys. I can't guarantee I'm going to be here the whole night. I genuinely can't. I'm going to try to be, but I'm already feeling the burn behind my left eye. You know? If I start to basically fall asleep, I'll do the same thing I've been doing previously. I do have a full-time job now. This is the one show that was at risk, and I'm going to be completely honest. I know I'm not doing perfect. I know I'm letting you guys down a little bit, but I'm trying my best to still present the same high-quality content. Unfortunately, I'm a bit knackered. Corey says, doing pretty good. I got a haircut tonight. Just chilling, watching the probably not very interesting Raw tonight, but we'll get to hang out with you tonight. Yeah, even when Raw's particularly obnoxiously bad, at least we have each other. Matt says, I'm struggling with Raw, but I'm interested in some of the fallout. I'm not sure there's much to actually have a fallout for. That's the thing. Dean says, Goldberg is not going to make Raw better than SmackDown. No chance. Especially not now they've got Becky and Brock either. Ed says, hey, Tom, just stopping in, saying I'm going to take the night off from wrestling. Hope you get some sleep soon, or BT Sport does on you again. Have a great show, friend. Thank you, Ed. Get some sleep, mate. By all means, you take the night off wrestling. All power to you. Sometimes it can be really refreshing. All power to you and all the best, sir. Chelsea is here. Welcome, Chelsea. Says, was Goldberg meant to get a DQ last night? I don't believe so. I know there are rumors that the match finish wasn't as it was supposed to be, and that he may have actually hurt his knee. But I don't think it was necessarily going to be a DQ. Maybe it was supposed to be a DQ because Gage missed his cue. Maybe Gage was supposed to come in a lot earlier. But yeah, it was a ref stoppage, and honestly, from what happened afterwards, seems like it was entirely planned. John Garner says, will we see any NXT call-ups tonight? I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. Adam Cole will not be one of them. John Cena says, didn't recognize that was Brock when he came out of SummerSlam with a beard. He looks so different, doesn't he? It looks like he's having fun, and that's the important thing. But it was so different. Yes, Noob, it was indeed ref stoppage. Do you think we're going to see Asuka tonight, Noob? This recap has lasted 8 minutes. I know there was a bit of entrance in between, but that's 8 minutes of recap. That is not good. The crowd are not being very loud. They're just sort of there. They don't seem that invested. Bear with me 1 second. Pardon me. Sean, I don't want to ruin everything. I know a couple of names. Just wait and see what happens. Kura says he was hiding out up in Canada, and we all know shaving is illegal in Canada. That is true, especially at this particular temperature. Yeah, so everyone knows this is not spoiler warning. I ain't going to give you everything. That Matt says it's a good thing I watched SummerSlam, because if I missed it, I would get the entire show summed up for me the next night. Yeah, there's no real need to watch SummerSlam anymore, is it? Mike says, I guess I can tune in just in case of an NXT debut. Why not? I doubt it's going to be now, but why not? Corey says, I don't know why he put his hands on his son. That was terrible. To be fair, Gage attacked him first. It was self-defense. Sean Cena says, is MVP cleared to compete? To my knowledge, yes, and he has been for a while. There's just no real need for it. Michael is hoping we see Dakota, which I am as well. Jermaine says, hi, Tom. Welcome, Jermaine. How you doing, mate? Chel says, where is Raw tonight? I did not pay attention when it showed, so I'm not entirely sure. Get the Table says, first off, good evening. Good evening, sir. What are your thoughts on Pat McAfee? I initially found him very difficult, very obnoxious. My BT Sport has already crashed. I initially found him very difficult and very obnoxious, but I enjoyed his work actually in the ring. Like, I genuinely enjoyed that. There we go. Sonic says, to Chelsea, it's San Diego, California. But yeah, I enjoyed his work in the ring, even though his lockup was so strange. But what I will say is that he's really grown on me on commentary. I do feel he was brought in a review to Adam Cole being brought in. They have a bit of a friendly relationship, as it were. Now the opportunity is not going to come. So I don't think we're ever necessarily going to get peak Pat McAfee as they intended. I came back onto BT Sport just in time to hear the word angry. Which is nice. That's one crash from BT Sport. I'm going to track him. Gura says the crowd is dead and he is not wrong. Matt says, I know it's not spoiler warning, but there is a fan with a number one McIntyre fan sign. Is that actually Drew's number one fan? Maybe. Maybe it's his mum. They are very much making this sound like Drew McIntyre is about to be Bobby Lashley's challenger again. I don't want that. Hello, Ethan. How you doing, mate? Moxie says Bobby is a babyface now. I don't think he's quite there yet, but I think he's getting there. Michael says, Ryan Satin tweeted, huge boos at the arena when the Becky Lynch footage from SummerSlam was shown. Well, to be fair, they have basically been told to do that, to boo her. Hello, Josh Robinson. I actually watched about 45 minutes of your show earlier. Really enjoyed it. It's my first opportunity to really get to know Queen as well. So thank you very much for the raid of 4, and I hope you had a great time, mate. I am, of course, watching Raw, which even at the beginning you said, oh, you'll probably watch like an hour of this and then go watch Raw, and that's fine. I'm glad it's fine because that's exactly what I did. Conrad, how you doing, friend? Glad to see you. Bailey says, is the crash on BT Sport a function of the PS4 or the network? Asked another way, does the new PC fix this? A new PC might fix this. The problem is a network app on the PS4. If I have a new PC, which can stream and stream at the same time, so like actually watch it online and host a stream, then I wouldn't have to worry about it, and that would likely fix the problem, yes. That's what I'm thinking. There might be a slight delay, but I'll still have a quality show worth watching. Just a case of making it happen, you know? And Reese is being brought along as well. Welcome, Reese. How you doing, mate? Been a little while. My nephew, for anyone who doesn't know. Not really, but also really. The crowd's a bit restless. I just don't think they're that interested. Moxie, you said that just as Bobby Lashley on my screen said, you can go to hell. Accurate. That's the sound of Damian Priest. Are we going to get champion versus champion tonight? Because I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. Perception backstage of Damian Priest is very high. Ow. Oh, that hurt my chest. Oof. That's some fierce sneezes. If we're going to get champion versus champion tonight, I'm suddenly a lot more interested in Raw. Like, a lot more interested. Priest is wearing the same gear as he had on last night. But this time he had the champion. That championship looks very good on Damian Priest. Looks very good. Literally, as I say it, Megan joins me in the same thing. I swear sometimes we have the same eyes. This is star power moment for Damian Priest. That's funny. Kuro says it almost looks designed for him specifically. And it's funny you say that because it was specifically designed for Bobby Lashley. His measurements were taken for it. So it's very interesting seeing you say that. Sean Cena says, was Vince high on Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy, and did he have plans for them? Nope, that's why they were released. He wasn't particularly high on either. He liked them, but he had no plans for them and didn't see them as moving the needle. Also, CBA. We've talked about this cost-benefit analysis. It's caused some problems. Chelsea says, good to see Priest been attending promo class with Vince. He is getting better every week, it feels like. Priest feels like he belongs on the main roster. It's very rare that you see someone who can actually do both NXT and the main roster because, that doesn't work. We've had problems with that, and it's been very clear. Priest is one of those he can actually do both. He's a rarity. Oh, good boot. Lashley forced out of the ring. I don't think Damian Priest is going to win, but at the same time, I don't necessarily think he's going to lose either. Suggestion seems to be that this will be our main event. I'm okay with that. Do it now. Oh, we're going to do it right now. Good. So the reason for the commercial break this week is that he needs to go and get changed. I'm fine with that. That actually makes sense. Chelsea says, just think about it. We haven't had a champ versus champ feud in a while. Very true. And it's a big help to the United States Championship when it's in a champion versus champion feud. Yes, you get defined down slightly when you lose, but you are the lesser championship. That's to be expected. Is this an NXT UK commercial? It's an NXT UK commercial heavily featuring Kaylee Ray. You're outdated, mate. You're outdated. Sean says, I think Damian should have had a reign as NXT champion. Do you agree? No, mostly because the people above him were very much in his way. This is one of the main reasons they're bringing in the changes that they are now for NXT, because they had people who were just stuck at the top and wouldn't go anywhere. And that meant people like Damian Priest never had a chance at the top belt. But hey, that's not going to be a problem anymore. Half of the Undisputed Era are gone. And now it's all a bit fractured. It's all a bit awkward, really, isn't it? Michael says, I always wondered why there weren't more champion versus champion type matches with the lower card titles, if they are supposed to be like a stepping stone. They don't want a clearly defined hierarchy of titles. That is our second crash for BT Sport. I'm keeping track. There's a reason I'm keeping track. I'm not going to fight with this all night. I'm not. It worked perfectly during SmackDown. Perfectly. Not a problem. But anyway, they don't want to clearly define where the titles rank with each other. So it's a case of the only time you really see it is Survivor Series. Which, to be fair, looking at Survivor Series at the moment, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest. Pretty damn good, right? Moxie says, do you think Damian will win a world championship one day? Possibly, yes. Maybe not necessarily with this company. You get me? I think you get me. Mega says, these two are fairly well matched. Priest is 2 to 3 inches taller, but Lashley is 21 pounds heavier. Third crash. Didn't even actually load that time. That's our third crash in 17 minutes. I don't know how to fix it. I wish I did. Okay. We are getting to the point where I'm seriously questioning the Raw watch along. I'm exhausted and it's just not working. Okay, it's refusing to open now. Okay. Probably quite a good match happening. Hell if I know. Chelsea says BT Sports is okay for me. I plug an Ethernet cable into Xbox and works great. The big difference there, Chelsea, is Xbox. It's specifically the PS4 app that is utter garbage. I don't know what, and I don't know why, but it is specifically the PS4 app that is absolute garbage. And I think now that the PS5 has been released, they're not going to bother to fix it. Still can't open it. Megan says, as it stands now, just Champ versus Champ, Reigns versus Lashley, Priest versus Nakamura, RK Bro versus the Usos, Charlotte versus Becky. That's not bad. It's not bad at all, that, is it? This isn't going to work. Okay, I'm going to try restart the whole thing. I'm getting very frustrated by this. Chelsea says, yeah, PS4 can be dodgy. I'm surprised we can't hear the PS4. They usually sound like a jet engine. There are times when that's actually happened. Usually during when I'm watching, like when I'm playing Final Fantasy VII, I can hear it, and I think everyone must be able to hear this. It's especially a thing because I got a PS4 when they just came out, so it's been through the wars. It's been through it. Jermaine says, hey, Tom, what do you think was a better pay-per-view, SummerSlam or NXT 36? It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for pure wrestling quality, TakeOver 36. If you're looking for entertainment, spectacle, and larger-than-life characters, SummerSlam, which is why I personally would go with SummerSlam. Right, let's try this again. I'm trying to be optimistic. But let's be honest, I've already been locked out for 5 minutes. It says I'm streaming too many streams. I suspect this stream is overloading that stream. But then why doesn't it happen on Fridays for SmackDown? Chelsea, I don't believe it's for the championship. No, there's no real value in doing that. That basically just guarantees that one person is going home with nothing. Is it going to work? No, it's not. I do not, Chelsea. I have a phone, but I kind of need that. Time of death, 1:21 a.m. It's not going to work. Yeah, I could definitely run it from my phone, Bailey. It's a bad show. I spend all my time going like this and watching down here somewhere. It's just not a good show. I realize I'm disappointing you again. I apologize for that. And I can see how disappointed you all are with this, but it's not going to work, guys. I would just be spending all my time staring at my phone down there. I get half a screen on. And even then, I've tried to open BT Sport on the laptop before while streaming, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. StreamYard's very intensive. They've already screwed up the match, have they? Of course they did. It's not necessarily about giving up, Chelsea. I understand what you're saying, but I'm exhausted. Had a lot of streams going on. I would finish this at 4 a.m. and be up again at 8. And BT's just refusing to work. I'm disappointed, and I know you guys are, and I'm very, very sorry for disappointing. But I'm just not set up for this stream anymore. I apologize. I will see you guys on Friday for spoiler warning, I'm sure. Or we'll work something out in the meantime. Chelsea, it's too late. I've written it off. Yeah, I'm very sorry. We'll be back for spoiler warning on Friday. We'll work something out. I will keep playing with this and trying to make the damn thing work. Eventually it will. But in the meantime, I can only apologize. I've been Tom Collihew. I'll see you guys on Friday.